The 2015 ITM Cup is proudly brought to you by the Tui Brewery.
Week 1 of the ITM Cup, we're at ASB Bay Park in Tauranga. It's the championship, the Bay of Plenty Steamers hosting North Harbour. A very good evening from Tauranga. We're at the mount, or the foot of Mount Maunganui, not far from a beautiful summer spot. And tonight, well, it's a little bit wintry, but Bay of Plenty taking on North Harbour in this Game 3 of Week 1 of the ITM Cup. A crowd starting to build up, bit of a slow burn in Tauranga this evening. And North Harbour come here, well, they haven't had great success in recent times, North Harbour, but there's some excitement in the province. James Parsons in the number 2 jersey plays game number 70 for North Harbour tonight. Hayden Triggs had a good season for the Blues. Bryn Hall, the captain, and Matt McGann will be the generals at 9 and 10 for North Harbour tonight. And out wide, keep an eye on number 13, Michael Little. Little, a name synonymous with North Harbour rugby, and he will be an important figure today. Joining me in commentary this evening for All Black, Paul Allen.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty challenging out there tonight, isn't it? For both sides. The weather actually has settled down a little bit, but during the day here, because I'm a Bay of Plenty local, it has been very, very challenging. But thank goodness it's settled down, and hopefully it will continue that way.
Well, the Bay of Plenty side missing Tim Bond and Mike Kayenga, a couple of regulars from the 2014 season. But Nathan Harris, the return of Hook and Nathan Harris, the former All Black, hasn't played a full game since that injury in Chicago. He starts tonight after 25 minutes in pre-season. Co-captains Carl Axons and Callum Retallick, 5 and 8. And out wide, Nick Evermy played a lot of midfield last year, and he is in number 10 today. It has been a bit of a wet day. Let's go sideline. Very good evening, Willie Losa.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. Hello, everybody. Another fantastic season of the ITM Cup, and as you can see with the conditions, thankfully it has stopped raining. It's beautiful, balmy, 13 degrees as well. There's no breeze to speak of, and I went for a trot around the field. Well, it wasn't a trot, it was more of a plod through the park, and I can tell you that both teams will enjoy, because underfoot it is perfect conditions.
So North Harbour being led out this evening by their captain Bryn Hall in the number 9 jersey. And Harbour, they were looking to make a statement to start the year. A lot of expectations around Harbour, and they haven't delivered in recent seasons. Is 2015, will things be different for them in 2015? They come to Bay Park in Tauranga. The North Harbour team led out by Bryn Hall. Hayden Triggs had a good season for the Blues, looking to continue that with Harbour. And Tavita Lee, well, he was a star of the New Zealand Under-20 World Championship winning side. His 15th match this evening. He's a try-scoring machine, and if he can get enough ball tonight, he will be an important part for North Harbour in terms of finishing. Key question in that, of course, though, Bull, is whether or not Tavita Lee can get enough ball this evening.
Well, I hope he does, because he's one of the players that people come to watch. He is very exciting, and he was very successful for the under-20s, but what he needs to do is translate that form into the ITM Cup, so he needs a forward pack doing some business for him to get those opportunities.
Carl Axtons and Callum Retallick share the captaincy duties of Bay of Plenty in 2015, and it's Axtons who gets the honour of leading the Steamers out onto ASB Bay Park. And the crowd, while small, they're making plenty of noise as North Harbour wait for the arrival of the home team. Led out by Carl X. Nathan Harris, there he is, the former All Black mate, took that injury, or suffered that injury in Chicago. It's been a long way back for him. He's played 25 minutes of pre-season, but tonight he gets a chance, Bull, to make a bit of a statement, because of course we know with World Cup places on the line and players suffering injuries, Nathan Harris could well find himself back in the reckoning very quickly if he impresses.
Well, a lot of people would suggest that he's probably done and dusted. I would say he's not got that mindset. He needs to go out there and perform well. And every chance he gets at this level is another chance to reinforce to the selectors that he's back and he's ready if needed.
Nathan Harris will be looking for a big performance. Paul Williams is the man in the middle with the referee from Taranaki. He'll be assisted Brett Johnson and Jamie Bell. And the TMO, Grant Wilson, with the responsibilities, if required. And an opportunity this evening for a youngster to bring the ball onto ASB Bay Park. And there he is, youngster from the Te Puna School, Lazarus Bidwa, and a big special moment for young Lazarus, bringing the ball onto the stadium, handing the ball to Matt McGann, and the scene is set. Expectations high as they always are. This is game 3 of the ITM Cup in the 2015 season, and the campaigns of Bay of Plenty and North Harbour get underway. And an early touch for the Steamers just outside their 22-metre line. Straight away, plays ball, and Kepa Mewett gets his hands on the ball. Not a great pass. Going back to collect it is Tirangi Fraser for the Steamers. Here's Harris. Just to get rid of one tackler. Lays the ball back for Buddy Feta. And an early penalty for Bay of Plenty.
Yeah, well, good to see Harris getting involved early, showing some good leg drive, showing the ill effects of that ankle injury that have held him back. So that's a positive start for the Bay. I mean, it's all about ball retention in these type of conditions, Tom. The last thing you want to be doing is going from set piece to set piece because of mistakes. So that's a good positive start from them.
And Jordan Munahead, the guy that came through, didn't keep his feet and gave away a soft penalty, so they'll be disappointed North Harbour with that after holding Bay of Plenty in their own 22.
First line out of the evening, and Harris with ball in hand for Bay of Plenty. Goes to the middle, brings it down to Mewett. Charging up over the advantage line, Bay of Plenty trying to get some forward ball, but the ball's knocked on at the base of the ruck. Papa Wharifera, and a mistake ball, probably tricky. It will be in these conditions.
Yeah, it's all about accuracy at the breakdown. We know how important, and the emphasis is always on the breakdown in modern rugby, isn't it? So you've got to be accurate in this area. We see some good work here. Nice move, and there was just the knee sort of upset the timing, I suppose, for the halfback there, and he didn't quite get it right and knocked it on.
So good field position for North Harbour here. They've got a scrum.
We didn't, but we will.
Inside Bay of Plenty's half, right in the centre of the field. Matt McGann stationed directly behind the scrum with options left and right. Slight advantage up front. You suspect, but we might see a few resets, so perhaps the extra weight, never a major factor in these games.
It's all about technique and timing. You know, it's interesting in modern scrums when the hit's called, they're almost already engaged anyway, so there's not such a hit anymore. It's more about the hold and getting the stability before the ball comes in.
Well, you mentioned it in your intro too, Tom, that they want to try and get the ball into the hands of Tavita Lee, and that's why Tofa Va is standing straight behind McGann as well, the fullback. So McGann might run right, and they might look to bring Tofa Va straight away into the play, coming left and getting the ball into the hands of Tavita Lee.
Coach! Boyd! Set!
Tofa Va'a, McGann, Tavita Lee lurking with intent. Will one of them get an early touch?
Stay there.
And they split and come to the right. Matt McGann flying at this one. There's Peter Arkey, and balls lost forward. Good committed defence from Bay of Plenty, but Harbour won't be pleased with that after Matt McGann got himself well over the advantage line.
Well, he was able to do that because it was a good solid scrum. North Harbour very pleased with their scrum, because when you're putting the ball into the scrum feed, you're generally under more pressure, but that scrum was rock solid. The opportunity was there for them on the blind side, and just a handling error. So that's where concentration needs to come into play, doesn't it, Willie? With the conditions being a little bit wet, they've got to focus a little bit more on making sure they're watching the ball into the hands.
Yeah, agree. I think Aki could have taken that. Maybe McGann released it a little bit too late. And as you mentioned, they were well and truly over the advantage line.
Set!
So Wharifera feeds the scrum. And ball comes for Everme. We're looking for a runner who's gone down limp, but a good carry from Nick Everme up over the 10-metre line. Wharifera, Ratella trying to find someone out wide. He gets the pass over the top, and away goes Namani. Tries to cut back on the inside. Picks and goes again. Does Tino Namani for the Steamers back on the inside. Ball intercepted by Tavita Lee. Bouncing around, and Bay of Plenty back in possession again. Can they create something out wide? Everme, that's the 22-metre line. Good carrying, trying to force their way forward, but the ball's bounced forward. Slightly messy at the back of the ruck, but Harbour, they have possession. It's a battle to get out of the danger zone, though, for North Harbour. Here's Hall. Decides to kick as the half-back. Ball charged. Back in his hands, though. Lee plays half-back. Back it comes to Nuffy Tuatavaki. And up the touchline he goes, and into touch it goes. And it's a good clearance in the end, but Bay of Plenty down that right. Let's go back to Tino Namani. Bull Allen, fantastic run.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity here. He did very well, and he wasn't content to stay tackled either. He made a good break. He picked and went again, which caught North Harbour defenders on the hop, but then, unfortunately, Harbour were able to rip the ball off, and that happened on 2 occasions. The Bay of Plenty, when they were attacking, lost the ball in the contact area.
Good line-out ball this for Bay of Plenty. Coming back and direct is Terence Hepitema. Trying to play the game at pace. Good carry this from Kepa Mewett. It's the 22-metre line. You can see here's Harris again. Had one good carry, Harris, but he got up and went again.
Just an update too, fellas. Terence Hepitama is actually leaving the field. He was never right from the set scrum that they had a few plays earlier, but he stayed down in back plate, and there he is just coming off now, so he will be replaced. The number 12, sad day here on his debut. He's got heavy strapping on that right knee, but he just felt something go. I think it was the ankle initially, and he never recovered, and so he will be replaced. Coming on in jersey number 22 is Caleb Hall.
It's a disappointing end. Well, it appears to be the end of the evening for Terence Hepitama, but Caleb Hall gets an opportunity.
Yeah, Caleb Hall's a player that's come down from Auckland Club Rugby. He played for Greerton Maris this year. He's been in pretty good form, so big opportunity for him, but very sad for Terence, of course.
Ball tapped on the Harbour side. Again, Messi taking it into the contact on the 22-metre line, and picks up and goes again as Josh Blucher. Triggs plays at half-back. McGann looking for some space deep inside the 22-metre line. A good kick from Matt McGann. Great metres, and that puts Bay of Plenty right back deep inside their own 22-metre line. Something
Probably, Tom, that we haven't mentioned is for both teams, the first game of the ITM Cup for both these sides is probably a few nerves. We're just seeing a little bit of inaccuracy from both teams, handling it, the breakdown, probably just nerves settling down, and I would expect in the next few minutes that we'd hopefully see an increase in accuracy from both sides.
Harris finds Mewett again. Fuddy Fedder looking for the safety of the touchline and finds it as the halfback. And the pressure eased slightly, but Harbour still in good field position here.
Yeah, so Kepa Mewett's the go-to man in the line-out for the Bay. He's had 3 clean takes already in the centre there, so he's obviously getting some play going for them, but they need to get out of this part of the field. But good pressure from Harbour, and there's some nice energy from them. You can see it, they're doing a lot of defending, but they've got some good energy levels at the moment.
Senior lock, Triggs taking the calls and dragged by Jyoti Mariner for North Harbour, and they set the drive. It's on the 22-metre line. It's Vui, sorry, who collected that. Chris Vui on debut as well tonight for North Harbour.
Now please, Brian.
It's inside the 10-metre line. Now the back's going to go. Here's Tavita Lee with an early touch. Hall, McGann, Little, this time kicks and flying after it, and after he should score the try. Tofava'a, he's claiming it. He looked like he was in acres of space. Junior Tofava'a, we'll have a look upstairs, but Bull, that looked pretty good from where I was looking.
Well, it was a very clever play, but I don't know if Tarangi Fraser, the Bay of Plenty fullback, got back and got his hand to it first. Nice play from Michael Little, the centre. Saw the space in the back, didn't he? And he put it through nicely. But yeah, I don't know. As all teams do, they go back to halfway, just showing absolute confidence. You expect that. But let's have a look at this one. This will hopefully give us a clear picture of what happened. This is good stuff here, off the left foot as well. Little, he spots the gap and he slices the ball through very nicely. Well, and Bay of Plenty are nowhere to be seen here, but Tarangi Fraser, I think he got his hand on it first, the Bay of Plenty fullback.
Tofava'a, he looked like he had it under control here, didn't he? Just needed to collect. It has Te Rangi Fraser got a hand in front of it.
Well, he came from a long way back. There's his hand there. I'm pretty positive that's his right hand that's got his hand on the ball. That's very good play if he has, because he was done and dusted in the race.
Jamie, I can award the try. Right, thank you.
Try scored. Junior Tofava'a gets the try. Bull Allen's not so sure, but Harbour strike first. Their fullback, Junior Tofava'a, collects the kick from Michael Little, and it's North Harbour 5, Bay of Plenty 0.
That's why Bull was a prop, not a fullback, you see, because the fullback ran back. He knew he had scored straight away. And I agree with you, but it did look like from the angle that we had there that Te Rangi had got back, but Tofava'a should have dived 5 metres earlier. He would have scored it completely. He's no one in the race. He should have dived there. Momentum would have got him across the line. That is risky, but the reward goes to North Harbour, and that's the perfect start for the visitors.
Yeah, and either way, I mean, the try's been scored. It's all history now, but it was clever play, wasn't it, Willie? They spotted the space and they took it.
So Matt McGann to add the extras. Up to the post it goes. He's just pushed it to the right. And so Junior Tofava'a's try is unconverted by Matt McGann, but it's North Harbour who strike first in this Week 1 clash of the ITM Cup. Junior Tofava'a. No, we can debate that one till the cows come home, Bull, but in the end it's in the books.
Oh, absolutely. You just got to move forward now, don't you? Got to move forward, and the tale that's happened so far is basically North Harbour. They have spent more time on attack and they've taken those opportunities, and good luck to them.
Everme with the restart. Ball tipped over the top, knocked over the top there, and into touch it goes.
Blue, you got options?
One thing for me, guys, is Bryn Hall. He's had an awful run with injuries. Of course, the former New Zealand under-20s captain, the halfback, and he's expecting a big season too, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a great game from the number 9 tonight. Talking to him earlier, he really wants to avenge and get back into that top form that he was, that had him the halfback for the Blues, and so injury a problem, but he's back at full fitness, and it'll be great to see if he can get through 80 minutes.
So far, you'll be a relatively happy captain, Bryn Hall. His team leads 5 points to 0, but Bay of Plenty with the scrum. Ball sitting underneath the hookers, and it's collected by Harbour. Great scrum by the visitors. You can see Bryn Hall urging his forwards on. Comes back for Matt McGann, and into the Tauranga night sky it goes. Coming forward, Fraser collects it. And Little was over the top, but Bay of Plenty retained possession. Everme looking for some space behind the Harbour defensive line, and into touch it goes. Good play, Bay of Plenty.
And you picked it up, Tom. You heard Bryn Hall there talking to Mafaleo, Shoni Mafaleo, go Shoni, go Shoni, and it spurred him on. You could just see him there in the replay, just yelling at him, and they just, I don't know if that's a key call for them to suddenly push or whatever. You don't normally see it from the halfback, but gee, it worked well, didn't it? Good play from North Harbour, good scrum.
1, T, H, C.
Parsons finds Triggs at the back of the line out. Takes it down as the Blues lock. And Hall coming forward to contest his lead, but it's well taken by Papa Wharifeta, and he's driven into touch. And in the end, net gain Harbour. 5 points to 0 at ASB Bay Park in Tauranga. Junior Tofava'a's try for Harbour is the difference so far. Parsons this time misses the mark, comes wide and through, and powering his way up over the advantage line is Johan Bartel. Just outside the 22-metre line, Bay of Plenty. Everme coming back towards the heavy traffic is Hall. Wharifeta. Knew it. Slightly isolated was Kepper Mewett. Harbour battling for it, and they win the penalty. Slightly isolated was Kepper Mewett, and a fair penalty.
Holding on.
Yeah, originally he had the support with him, but somehow Harbour manipulated the defence off to the side and left him isolated. They're using Mewett quite a lot to take the ball up, but not his fault. He just didn't have the support on him quick enough, or more to the point, they weren't strong enough over him. They got pushed off to the side. So when you get in that key position of being support, you've got to be vigorous over the ball, or they were a little bit placid on that occasion and they got dealt to by Harbour. So good defence from them.
And let's remember too that it was a North Harbour throw that didn't go to the jumper. It gave Bay of Plenty and Bardall that brilliant run in the midfield. So let's see if Parsons got the throw right on this occasion.
This time he finds his jumper, Gerard Tioti Mariner.
Keep working, boys! On the side, touching! Keep working! Keep going forward! Keep working! That's one! Keep working, jump up!
Parsons at the back gets the first warning from the referee. Comes for Hall. Here's Little. 3-1 good touch, gets the pass back on the inside to Matt McGann, who's driven back to the halfway mark. Hall again. This time trying to carry a good carry from Tioti Mariner. And they win the penalty.
Go back round through the gate.
Well, I've been impressed in the opening 15 minutes, sure. Early days of the ITM Cup for these two sides. But North Harbour just doing things correctly, taking right options, setting good targets. And here, the offload could have been done there. Instead, he held on to the ball and waited for the infringement to occur and won his team the penalty.
Yeah, a little bit more accurate, aren't they, with the ball in hand at the moment? They just look a bit more cohesive, I'd call it. They seem to be gelling a little bit quicker. So, yeah, they're doing the right things at the right part of the pitch too, Willie, and that's what it's all about, isn't it, in these sort of games? And, of course, North Harbour, Tom, they're not very well known over the last few years for starting the season well. They really struggle in their early games. So this is an important one for them to get their campaign on track.
Can I just update you as well? Sorry, Tom, can I just update you that Dean Rice, their water boy, and who's also got the kicking tee, he was running down with the reserves to stretch and warm up. He might get the red card after the game. That's a sin. Got to take the kicking tee onto the field.
So Matt McGann with this penalty attempt. It's a good 40 plus metres on the angle this, and a chance to push Harbour's lead to 8 inside the first 20 minutes. The strike is good, but he's again pushed it, this time to the left, Matt McGann. So then unsuccessful penalty attempt. Score remains North Harbour 5, Bay of Plenty 0.
Charge.
You're talking about Bryn Hall earlier, Tom. He's got real energy out there. I don't know if you're picking up on the sideline, Willie, but we're picking up through the referee's comms. His energy is very high, really marshalling the troops on, isn't he?
So the restart, and it comes to that man again, the try scorer of McGann, getting in and ducking under the tackle. Shaneru. And another, well, I suppose it's a mistake, isn't it, Bull? And it just gives Harbour another chance to go deep inside Bay of Plenty's territory.
Well, it just keeps allowing Harbour to build pressure. You just don't want errors like that, because now look where they are. Hot on attack again and really building it. That's just a bit lazy, really. He's a tall player, Uru, obviously, but you've got to be accurate in this area. You see the arm flinging there. It's just inaccurate, you know. You want to be driving in. You want to be driving those arms through, not wide and flapping them around. Get yourself into trouble.
So Tavita Lee, who was the subject of that high tackle, is just hovering out on the back line, but the forwards have done the first job. The arm comes out again.
Still got the advantage.
Peter Arkey tries to lay it off to Tavita Lee. We're going back to the penalty, and the referee isn't happy, and neither are a couple of the players.
Oh, there's nothing in it, fellas. They were just wondering whether they're going to have a glass of lemonade after the game. Handbag stuff, really.
Bryn, I definitely don't want you in there, please. Having a shot. Mark. On it. Shot.
So another chance for Matt McGann after another penalty. That's 5 they've conceded now, Bay of Plenty, inside the first 19 minutes. And so certainly nothing in that, but the penalty appeared to be for coming round the side.
Yeah, well, Pingi Taliapatanga, he was actually pulled around. It's clever play from North Harbour, actually. They've actually manipulated that penalty. He was actually pulled around onto their side. The referee, all he saw was that he was on their side. That's clever play.
You're over. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're there.
So like a good first 5. He just tried to make the kick a little bit easier for himself, Matt McGann, but referee Paul Williams, it's early in the season, he wasn't up for any of that malarkey, and so Matt McGann will take it back in this penalty attempt. He hasn't had too much luck with his first couple.
Saw him during the warm-up though, Tom, about 30 minutes before kickoff, and says I hate to put the mockers on him, but he didn't miss one, so maybe he didn't use up all his good shots during the warm-up.
Now he's pushed another one, this time to the right. I think you have put the mockers on him. Well, he's certainly on that occasion, so another unsuccessful penalty from North Harbour. First 5, Matt McGann. The score remains Harbour 5, Bay of Plenty 0.
Yeah, well, Bay of Plenty can be happy, only 5-0 down because McGann's missed 2 penalties and a conversion. That's 8 points. So, yeah. Unfortunate for Harbour, though, because they're building all the pressure at the moment.
So the restart comes to Junior Tofava. Chase is coming forward and looking to collect it and not collecting it. Here's Hall. Little. Referee says play on. Michael Little. McGann trying to free his arms and climb a few metres. Teodi Mariner. Hall comes back to Triggs on the right. Aki looking for space again behind the Bay of Plenty defensive line. Scrambling that ball into touch. Triggs collects it, but it's in the end, it's a good clearance from Bay of Plenty fullback Te Rangi Fraser. They have taken it, and away we go again. Triggs wanted to take it quickly, but cleverly held on. McGann, Little takes it into the contact, slips out of one tackle. That's Harris. Hall. Aki gets the pass back on the inside. Good carry there from North Harbour. Over halfway they go. McGann, Little. Driving defence from the Bay of Plenty Steamers. And they win the penalty.
No. Yeah.
Another penalty against Bay of Plenty. This time, not joining the ruck correctly. Well, that must be a frustration for coach Clayton McMillan. Of course, the Bay of Plenty coach in his first season, and just a few little inaccuracies in the first 21 minutes of this half of Bay of Plenty.
Well, 6 penalties conceded now from the Bay, so they're basically giving it to Bay of Plenty. He's had a good first half. Teodi Mariner, they were onto him that time, but he's made some nice little breaks. And what North Harbour are doing is they're manipulating the defence by having that one-off runner, then just popping the inside ball, and the Bay are not covering that inside channel, so they're going to have to sort that out quickly because they're getting easy meters, North Harbour, at the moment.
Tricks the call. It comes again. Here's Lee. Tavita Lee. It's a chance to wind up. Chris Vui into the contact. Harris is over the top, fighting for it. And they've turned it over. Here come Bay of Plenty, Evermead. Harris. They stick to the right again to Bay of Plenty. And into touch that goes. Quick throw. Tofava'a. Spots a bit of space out wide with Nafi Tuatavaki.
Thank you.
Collects it this time, does Vardal. So Ken Bay of Plenty. Buddy Feta. Scrappy halfback fights his way up a few metres. This time he left it behind it. Bardell. And Harbour. They've turned it over. Now, can they counter? Mariner trying for the intercept. Still live here for North Harbour. Tofava'a throws the pass back. And we'll go back to the knock-on.
A couple of things from down here, guys. There's a couple of players that might need some attention as well. But firstly, the turnover from Bay of Plenty was their co-captain, Callum Retallick. Got his big frame over the ball when North Harbour were looking great, turned it over, and on this occasion, it was North Harbour's turn to steal the ball. You can see it there. In fact, it wasn't Retallick, it was actually their open side flank, and my apologies, and Bardell. And on this occasion, North Harbour, they win the ball back, and it was actually Sione Mafaleo.
It's been some wonderful matches in history between these two sides in the ITM Cup. Bay of Plenty and North Harbour at the moment. North Harbour, they have it. But tonight, the flashback in the ITM Cup, Game 3, the flashback takes us back to 2010. North Harbour and Bay of Plenty were divided by just a Lela Masunga hat-trick of tries. Masunga scoring 3, Bay of Plenty going on to win 39-29. And the star that night, Lela Masunga, back in 2010. And that is our ITM flashback this evening. There has been some wonderful games. Get a chance to see some of those as the season progresses. But tonight, in the current, in the now, it's North Harbour 5, Bay of Plenty 0. The try, Junior Tofava'a for Harbour. And Matt McGowan, he's left a few points out there, but certainly Harbour will be pleased with the way they've started this game.
Yeah, they will be. They've created 8 turnovers, which is quite high, isn't it, in breakdowns, to Bay of Plenty's 4. So there's been 12 turnovers in the game, and what that does, it stops the team getting that go forward, that momentum, and it dries them up quickly. So both teams just need to be more accurate in the breakdown. Both teams just, you know, looking for their, I suppose, their combinations at the moment.
They've
Which you'd expect.
Sorry, they're Bull, but they've stacked North Harbour, have stacked the left-hand side. Now they're pushing Aki over towards the right, so they're trying to create some real space out towards the right-hand side. Aki moves back across there, but McGann, Little and Tavita Lee out to the left. Plenty of space out to the right with Topava, Tuatavaki and Aki up.
Set! Wait.
Ball with the feed. And they decide to go left. McGann puts the ball to his boot. Fraser collects, but there's a welcoming committee for him. Tavita Lee trying to charge through.
Knock on white. Advantage.
Edu. Into the contact goes Mewett for Bay of Plenty.
Advantage over.
Back to Evermeet. Can't kick it out on the full. McGann collects for North Harbour just outside his 22-metre line. Tofava'a.
White. Keep going.
Spotted some space, or thought he spotted some space. And Tino Namani. Evermeet throws the wide pass to Fraser. Bouncing out of one tackle, gets the pass off and away goes Tia. Chase Tia for Bay of Plenty. Gets the ball onto the boat, flying after it, and hoping to collect it. And it's collected by Harbour, and in the ball goes dead.
Back off white, 5 metre scrum.
But Bay of Plenty, just a little opening, and almost Bull Allen, the result they were after.
Well, they spotted the gap down the sideline, and it was just quick transfers, wasn't it? And Chase Tia, I think that might be the first time you've mentioned his name all night. He showed some nice touches here. Look at this. He spots the gap, and then he's looking around, and that was a clever little kick, actually. That could have very easily gone to hand and not to ground there. But anyway, they're in a good spot here, Bay of Plenty. They haven't been here too often tonight, have they? Time in opposition 22 has been a minute. So they haven't had too many chances, so they'll be looking to take this one.
I saw a lot of that young man there in jersey number 11, Chase Tia at the Under-20 World Championships for Samoa. Played at fullback, of course, from Wellington, first season with Bay of Plenty, and here comes a change for North Harbour as well, guys. Nick Mayhew, jersey number 1, replaced by Adrian Smith in 17.
So Steve Jackson goes to the bench. Nick Mayhew, not sure if he was injured there or what happened there.
He's definitely injured.
Definitely
Tom.
injured.
No Mayhew comes off the field if they're not injured, and so he's a big unit too. He's got guns like Bull Allen used to have.
Oh, you're a sweet talker, Willie. And you're not too cold on the sideline, are you, mate?
So Nick Mayhew, his night might be over, and Adrian Smith comes onto the field, but back live, and Bay of Plenty with this 5-metre scrum.
And that's why. Go.
5 points to 0, North Harbour leading Junior Tofava'a with the try. But Bay of Plenty with an opportunity here.
Well, I'd like to see Bay of Plenty just show a little bit of patience. It is early season. Just set a few targets and then get it into the hands of players like Fraser and Tiatia that can certainly threaten and do something dangerous close to the line.
Yeah, sometimes teams try to rush it wide, don't they, when they don't need to.
Ball spills out the back of the scrum. Evermeet, and he throws it back on the inside to Tiatia. Ball lost forward, and Peter Arki, can he mount something from right inside his own goal line? Hangs it into touch, but no advantage. And you talked about him, Uli Lose Tiatia. I'm sure that was who got the hands on the ball. We've only mentioned him a couple of times, but a couple of times already. And Tiatia could be a threat if Bay of Plenty can get the ball into his hands.
Well, if he held on to this, Tom, he had a little peekaboo. It was on, wasn't it? There's definitely a gap. Not saying he would have got there, but he certainly would have put the defence under a lot of pressure. So that's a real shame for Bay, and it's been a bit of the story of the first half for them, really. Every opportunity where they're building pressure, they seem to lose it in the breakdown or they give away a penalty. So they just need to be more accurate. But we've got to give credit to North Harbour too, because it's all about the pressure they're applying defensively, and they're doing a good job.
Another defensive scrum for the visitors. It's the goal line and shot, and it comes back from Mahera. Ball's kick. It's taken by Tiatia. Here's Fraser. And to show some endeavour are the Bay of Plenty outside backs, and good defence from Harbour, though, stopping Tirangi Fraser in his tracks there. Evermeet bouncing out of one tackle. It's Harris, the hooker, looking for some support. Looks to kick it on the inside, and it's well read by McGann. Great run. Good to see Nathan Harris winding up their bull after all that time off. And he's down, but he'll be pleased with the way he was able to at least create something down that left side.
I hope he's not holding his ankle here. It was fantastic. He bumped off the defender, and he's showing no ill effects of that ankle injury. I just think his support play inside actually front run him a little bit, and he couldn't get the pass away, so he tried to create something from nothing. But they look good when they're going down that short side, Bay. That's a good place for them to attack.
Harris, up he goes, and it's well taken down by Captain Carl Axtons. And they set the drive up to Bay of Plenty. Inside the 22-metre line, they trail by the try. This is a good rolling maul. Mahera's been sent back for Harbour, trying to reorganise themselves here at Bay of Plenty.
This was the go-to play.
They set it drive. Retallick's at the back. He's just a metre shy of the line. Advantage comes again. This time referee Williams blows his whistle.
Roll. No.
And this was a real go-to play for Bay of Plenty last year, Tom. Joe Royal, who's sitting on the reserve bench tonight, he scored a lot of tries through rolling mauls, and you can just see how destructive they can be for them when they get going.
So they turn down the shot at goal. Bay of Plenty, they fancy themselves here. Harris goes to Mewett. Get the feeling the likes of Retallick, they're all at the heart of this. Driving it forward is Sekalia. Can they march it another metre? Up to the line he goes. Just short, picks up and drives at the line is Wharifera. And Papa Wharifera scores for Bay of Plenty. The little halfback on debut, and the Steamers draw level, 5 points all.
Yeah, they did well there. They've been very accurate throughout the night with their line-out. Kipper he's scored. He's taken 4 clean line-out takes so far tonight. He's been very accurate. Harris is doing a good job getting it in here. And it's just good old-fashioned. Not everybody likes a style of play, but it's got a place in the game. I quite enjoy it. You've still got to be accurate. You've still got to get your guys doing the work in the front. Whariwhira here, look at that. He was quick. He's good around those fringes, actually. He's shown some nice touches. Saw the opportunity. Good low body position. He's not a tall man. They weren't going to stop him.
So Nick Everme to put Bay of Plenty in front, and well, considering they spent a lot of the first quarter of this game down in their own half, Bay of Plenty, they've come down, they've scored a try, and now the chance to take the lead in the first half. Everme, it's a good strike from Nick Everme, and he just knocks it off the posts and away it goes, and so the score remains Bay of Plenty 5, North Harbour 5. The try by Papa Whariwhira unconverted.
Well, unless you're going to collapse it and pull it down immediately, you're always going to be battling in those 5-metre channels, and those, once they had it under control, it was a good try ball. I like the way that Bay of Plenty have come back into this match in the last 10 minutes.
Well, a couple of their front rows, the highest try scorers last year, Willie, because that's what they do.
So the restart, and flying forward, and Harbour back in possession. Aki, Little. There's Jordan Mahira, the number 8 for North Harbour. That's over the 10-metre line. Back to McGann. Around the back is Aki, trying to create some space out on the right. Parsons, the hooker. It's McGann. Playing with good width here, Harbour. Tavita Lee trying to fight his way through, but he's well contained. Picks up good offload. Comes to Hall. McGann. Thought he spotted a little gap. Well taken care of, though. They come back left again. And Little says, no, we'll go right. Mafiulo for North Harbour. Haven't made a lot of ground, but still in possession. Hall, bit indecisive. Driven back is Tuatavaki. And Bay of Plenty, can they get through and spoil it? No, they can't. Aki shows it, throws it. Tioti Mariner. The penalty comes at the breakdown. Went from side to side there, North Harbour, but they did hold on to the ball, and in the end, Bay of Plenty conceded the penalty. Nathan Harris, the culprit.
Get up and move to the side. Don't go back towards the line.
Yeah, Harbour have certainly been better with the ball in hand, haven't they? They've held the ball for longer passages of play. They were going a little bit sideways there. But what they are creating is they're creating the penalties. The longer they hold it, the more at risk Bay of Plenty seem to be of giving away the penalties. And we've seen this man, he's had a few strong runs, the big lock forward, hasn't he, tonight? He's been very effective. Tuiti Mariner, he's done very well. He seems to get in that open field of play and break the advantage line very well for them. So it's a good ploy from North Harbour. It's working well.
Set. A, S, B.
There he is again. Tuiti Mariner for Harbour. McGann, Aki, Little. This time throws the dummy and throws it over the top to nobody.
Take him out.
Leading with the touchline, and into touch they go.
Play.
Taken quickly by Bay of Plenty. Trying to create something in the midfield. This is a good run of the ball. Sits up for him, but it doesn't. Instead, it sits up for Tavita Lee. Little left winger. Good carry, good return from Tavita Lee. Ball could have gone anywhere from Namani. Here's McGann. It's to turn the steamers around. Has he given it too much? He has. Back will go. Only a matter of centimetres in it, but that's all it takes, Bill Allen.
Yeah, he just caught the chalk, didn't it? The inside of the chalk as well. He was a little bit unlucky. McGann, you can see he was pretty disappointed. That could have been a fantastic kick. Just see Nathan Harris here lining up to throw this ball, and hasn't he had a strong first 35, Willie? He's been very, very busy and very accurate in his role, his key roles as hooker.
So here's Bay of Plenty. Evermeet going back towards the traffickers, Tino Namani. Ball hacked forward, and Bay of Plenty They've lost it forward, so we'll go back to the scrum.
Tino Namani, every time he gets his hands on the ball, there's something going to happen. He's so strong. They really need to get him into play. He's only had about 3 or 4 touches, but every single time he's been absolutely lethal. Everme here, I don't quite know what happened there. Didn't quite find the correct target, but Namani, he covered it. And yeah, just once again, just that little bit of inaccuracy around the setup of the ball, the support, just the timing is a little bit out for Bay of Plenty, so that'll be a certain work on for them.
That'll be disappointing if Vui is to, well, he is coming off anyway, so I'll let you know whether it is an injury and to where. On comes Brendan Nasson in jersey 19 for North Harbour.
Chris Vui, he suffered the pretty nasty ACL injury last year and battled back to full fitness, and has been pretty impressive in the first 36 minutes. Here, as Willie Losey touched on. Go ahead, Willie.
It's actually Moala Leava coming on in jersey 20, one of the superstars from Massey last year at number 8. He has got something special, I was told by some of the people around the North Harbour scene, so keep an eye out for him, see what impact he can make in the last 3.5 minutes of this first half.
Just having a bit of trouble with his headgear at the moment.
Stand up, stick it on your head.
Moala Lea Va'a, New Zealand secondary schools as well, so not only did he star, as Willie said, in that Massey High School first 15, but kicked on to New Zealand secondary schools, and here he is with a chance in the ITM Cup.
Crouch! Boy!
They always like ball to the start of every campaign, don't they? The referees, they want to get these scrums reset quickly, and they like to get the game and sort of flowing along. It has been a bit of a struggle for Paul Williams to get into that thing so far tonight.
It has, but we've only had 6 scrum. This is the 7th scrum of the evening, so there hasn't been many of them, but yeah, most of them, there's been a little bit of chit-chat to the front rows, hasn't there?
So Hall feeds the scrum as we approach half-time at ASB Bay Park in Tauranga. Hall. Aki. Going to bounce that one, and he's kicked it out on the full as well. So we'll go back and advantage Bay of Plenty. And the idea right from Harbour, execution not so good. And
Tom, just an update down here from the sideline. Nick Mayhew has a rib problem, so they've packed the ice to the right side of him, so they're monitoring that. And Vui has gone for a concussion test.
Bay of Plenty history favours them when they're playing North Harbour at home, particularly in recent years. 5-all at the moment. Everme flying up as our key. Ball on the North Harbour side and coming through. Here's Everme again. Was it into touch on the full?
I was in the process. We're going to come back for the scrub.
It's an interesting one. Just as the referee's calling advantage, he changed his mind. You don't hear that very often, do you? Just as Nick Everme went for the kick, he was calling it, and good on the referee for changing his mind there, because they didn't get any advantage from that, the Bay. So good decision from him.
So one more chance perhaps for North Harbour. Sorry, for Bay of Plenty. They'll feed the scrum right on halfway and inside the final minute before half-time. 1 try each. Junior Topava for North Harbour, and Papa Wharewhera, and he's the man with the ball. Can Bay of Plenty cook something up right on the stroke of half-time? It's a good Harbour scrum, but Axtons does well. Wharewhera bringing Tino Namani into the action. Claiming it up is the right winger, trying to clear himself off of McGann. Over the 22-metre line he goes. Ball sitting at the back of the ruck and couldn't help himself.
Offside.
North Harbour was just sitting there, and Josh Blucher. And perhaps a chance for Bay of Plenty to hit the front right on half-time.
I can understand Blucher's dilemma there. The ball did seem to be sitting there for a long time, but it was sitting between the shanks of one of the Bay of Plenty players, so it definitely wasn't out. Here we'll see it again. The ball's just sitting there because Bay of Plenty didn't have a halfback. Mind you, look at that hand. He actually brought that back in, so Bay of Plenty, I'd say, a little bit lucky that you can't just lie there with your hand on it and move it back in. So the open side probably a little bit hard done by Willie, I'd say.
So Nick Evermeet, his first conversion attempt, struck the post, but a chance here right on half-time to push the home team in front. It's a wonderful strike from Nick Evermeet, and right on the stroke of half-time, Bay of Plenty, having struggled in the opening 20 minutes, they take the lead at half-time. They lead North Harbour 8 points to 5. 1 try each. Junior Tofava'a for Harbour and Papa Varifera for Bay of Plenty. And right on that stroke of half-time, the penalty by Evermeet. Let's go downstairs. Willie Losey, he's with Peter Aki.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tom. Peter, a good 30 minutes from the guys, and what happened in the last 10?
Yeah, we started off really well, just playing to our structures. Fell off a little bit in the last 10, didn't exit well, but we'll be back in the second half.
All right, mate, go and get the messages.
Cheers, mate.
So Peter Aki, he's had a pretty solid first half. 1 try each at ASB Bay Park in Tauranga. Half-time, Bay of Plenty 8, North Harbour 5. Stick around, more after the break. Coming forward to meet it is Tuatavaki. That's Lee. It's the pass back inside, but he's in touch. Tavita Lee, a couple of touches already.
It's nice when he gets the ball, isn't it? Because whether you're a supporter of North Harbour or a commentator like us, we like to see players who are explosive, exciting, and he's one of those guys, and still such a young man, and he seems like he's been around for years. Still to think he's only under 20, he's an incredible athlete, isn't he? And that's what these young men are today. We create a lot of athletes here in New Zealand, and he's one of them for sure. But some nice touches from Bay of Plenty, just using the ball a little bit better. And if they can continue doing that through Hall here, he looks a big, strong midfielder.
Throws himself at the line again, does Caleb Hall. Replacement for Terence Hipitana. Buddy Feta. Retallick plays it half-back. Thought about passing it to the big lock forward. Takes it into the contact. And they drive them up over the 10-metre line.
Get off.
Buddy Feta. Here's Fraser. Slightly isolated and straight through the middle come North Harbour with the counter-ruck. Hall, ball's charged down, and Hall's gone back to collect it.
Carried back.
Throws it back to Lee. This time he kicks. Chasing after this one is Tia. Fraser. Carries it forward 10 metres, sends it into the sky. McGann. Tuatavaki. It's ripped. This is bouncing over the goal line. Has he kicked it too far? He has kicked it too far. Nafi Tuatavaki thought he spotted some open space, but we'll go all the way back for the scrum. And that is definitely net game, Bay of Plenty.
And a change coming up for Bay of Plenty as well, fellas. The try scorer, Papa Wharewera. I see on social media they were talking about the negative sideburns that he has, but he's been replaced by Te Ahi Toma, who's playing in his Blazer game. So 21 on for 9 and 20 on for 6 rather. So Zach Honeck comes on. And Shaneru, his day is done. So some changes from Clayton McMillan early in the second half. And congratulations to Toma with his Blazer game.
Willie, just a little bit surprised to hear you talking about sideburns with your hairstyle.
I'm just commenting on what Sumo Stevenson's tweeting about.
Good on you, mate. You're up with the mod comms. Good to hear.
Sub on. Right, thank you.
So Clayton McMillan goes to the bench early for Bay of Plenty, looking for some impact from the likes of Toma and Honeck. And North Harbour, looks like Steve Jackson's going to return the favour. We'll get the details of those shortly. Here's Toma with the scrum. Bay of Plenty, midway 22, 10 metre line, 15 in. From this, it comes for Toma. Evermeet looking to bring back and getting the offload. It's a good carry. And up charging goes Axtons. In the 22 come Bay of Plenty. Evermeet trying to get the offload, and Bardell, ball lost forward. They got over the advantage line. It was all guns blazing for Bay of Plenty, but the ball goes down and the opportunity is missed.
Yeah, Axtons and co showing what they're capable of there, actually. The Bay of Plenty scrum was really solid. Carl Axtons here, he's a powerful ball runner. And Toma here to Evermeet. And then Retallick, he's done some nice touches tonight, but there was this little bump on Barduli, wasn't it? As he took the ball, you can see he's pretty upset that he dropped it. And there's Nathan Harris just consoling him. Just relax, mate. But he got a bump as he got the ball as well. But promising start of the second half for the Bay.
Good energy.
There is
early.
Halangahu, Daniel Halangahu in jersey 22. He will replace Matt McGann after the scrum. He's just getting the message from Steve Jackson up in the stand.
So Brent Hall. It's a scrum. Been contested tonight, haven't they, the scrums? Aki. Well, it comes back for Matt McGann. Tirangi Fraser and Chase Tia. Through Hayden Triggs off the scent. Toma. This time Hall with the kick inside the 22 metre line. And under pressure here. And with a lot of blue men, can't touch it. And in the end, Harbour have done reasonably well to get out of that situation. Comes for Fraser again. Tia. This time, Namani thought he spotted some space. And Aki tries to fend off Namani.
21.
That advantage was being played.
Offside. 21, never retired.
Yeah, he's talking about Te Aihi Toma there, saying he was offside. Tino Namani, I thought he might have got done for a slightly high tackle there. He almost got beaten on the outside. He got back and had a crack on the second time, but it was good play from him. Once again, he's creating opportunities for the Bay. They just need to capitalise them. That's a mistake from North Harbour.
So the penalty attempt doesn't find touch. Triggs. Aki carries it over the 10 metre line, but the ball's just ripped clear by Retallick. Good play from the big lock. There's Toma. Tia spotted a bit of space, gets the offload to Harris now. Can he let it go? This time he releases. Toma, they come left. Axtons, Evermeet. Hall looking to bring back on the inside. Fokete. Little trying to counter ruck his way over the top of that one. Hall decides to head back towards that ruck had formed.
He's not getting that ball out of there. Gold going forward, scrum.
Another change coming up too, fellas. Te Rangi Fraser, who I think has been one of the outstanding players for Bay of Plenty in jersey 15, is going to be replaced by Craig Clare in jersey 23. It's debut for Clare. Congratulations to him. Big moment to play your first ITM Cup match when he comes in a pressure cooker situation. Bay of Plenty doing all the attacking. They haven't got the points and the reward, but I can tell you, fellas, that the temperature has dropped a little, and I've got a funny feeling that the rain clouds are not too far away from here as well. Hope you're warm upstairs.
We are. We just had a couple of little peanut slabs too. Did you get one down sideline, Willie?
No chance.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was going to save you one, but unfortunately I got a bit peckish at the halftime break.
Body's the temple, Bull, you know that.
Temple of what?
8 points to 5. Bay of Plenty leading North Harbour. 1 try apiece. Just the penalty right on the stroke of half-time by Nick Everme. The difference at the moment, and it's Bay of Plenty with some fresh legs on the park in the form of Tiahi Toma, Caleb Hall, and now Craig Clear. Fullback Clear out of the Paeroa Club at Whakatane.
Also Zach Honix on in jersey 20 on the open side.
So ball comes for Bay of Plenty. Everme thought about throwing it back to Tia. Held on to it. Toma flying up in the face of Foketi. Another carry from the Bay forwards. Here's for Talik. This time Sikalia. Get down again. Kepa Muir. Had a good game, the second rower.
Use it!
Sikalia, another carry, just a couple of metres. Harris. Pretty pleased with his 50 minutes so far. Nathan Harris returning from that injury that he sustained, of course, against the All Blacks. Here they come again. Bay of Plenty. Slow progress, but they are making progress. Axtons. Parsons is all over him. So is the replacement, Smith. 5 metres from the line, building nicely. Bardal, Toma gets the pass, throws it over the top. It is intercepted by a flying Tuatavaki. Ball's kicked forward. Opportunity here for Harbour. Hall, if he can control it, and coming across Namani. Done well as Tino Namani. Oh, it's a brilliant return from the right winger. So here come Bay of Plenty. Through another one, Namani gets the pass to Retallick. They're back over the halfway mark, Bay of Plenty. Toma, Everme spots some space. No, bangs it over the top and turns Aki around. Also coming across Tuatavaki. Well taken by Bardal.
Straight off your feet.
And he's penalised as the open side flanker. And then marched 10 metres for his trouble.
Yeah, he's a passionate man, Johan Bardal. He plays with a lot of passion, he's aggressive, and he feels that injustice has been placed upon him there. But Tino Namani, he's the player that turned it around. Look, he got back here, and let's count the defenders. There goes one, there goes Hall, there goes Little, that's 2. And he's just cruising at this stage, and he hasn't had enough just yet. And there goes 3. And then he commits another one. So he deals to basically 4 North Harbour defenders before he decides he wants to share the ball with his teammates. That is brilliant play from him. And look at the aggression here of Bardal. I just love that intensity from him. Whether he should have been penalised or not, that's debatable, but a lot better play from Bay of Plenty. The subs have added some energy to this team, and they look a totally different unit, don't they?
Yeah, change here as well, fellas. Moala Liavar on in jersey 20, replacing Maniheda in jersey 8. So for some reason they've decided to keep McGann out there. They did have the board up and they were going to make a change earlier, but now they've decided to just keep him there.
And the ball, here's Harris. Another of the replacements driving his way forward. Toma wants quick ball. Axtons. Everme. Rushing defence again from North Harbour. Tuatavaki. Toma.
Advantage. 6 wide offside.
Sikalia.
Knock on, you're offside.
Toma takes it quickly. Over the 22-metre line goes the replacement halfback. Solomona Sikalia, Everme.
11 what?
It's Retallick on the 22-metre line. Claire goes into halfback. Everme. Just outside the 22-metre line. Retaining possession well here. Bay of Plenty. This time, driven back in the tackle is Newitt. Tia. Vui is all over him. Toma. Everme spotted a couple of forwards. Did Nick Everme one-on-one situation with the fullback. Gets rid of one, but then gets hammered. McGann. Ball comes out to the right. Still holding possession. Tala Apatunga. Wonderful ball retention here from the Steamers. Harris. Ball spills forward. Nathan Harris.
11.
But a long period of play that probably deserves something. They haven't on this occasion. Ball lost forward, but wonderful play from the Bay of Plenty Steamers there, Bull.
And plenty of changes too, Bull, sorry. 18, 22 and 23 on for North Harbour. So Wooten comes on, as does Halanga and Vainga in jersey 23. And the change as well for Bay of Plenty, 19 on. His debut as well, Troy Calendar on 19. He's replacing the vice-captain, or the co-captain, Metallic, as we see the mistake there made from Nathan Harris. So, fresh legs on for North Harbour. They've done a lot of defending, Bull, inside their own 22, and Bay of Plenty have basically had a mortgage here over the last 10 minutes, but they've got no points to show for it.
Nick Evermy, the man that made that initial burst, he's been good, isn't he, for the Bay tonight? As you mentioned, Tom, in your intro, played a lot of midfield back last year. I've watched him play a bit of club rugby this year. He's a really exciting player. He likes to take the ball to the line, and he's created some good stuff. And what he's given the Bay of Plenty, he's given him an option to attack the defensive line. He's not just content to shuffle it. He creates that check for the defence. Is he going to go or is he going to pass? So he's been very effective tonight for the Bay. But what they need now is to get the runners off him and get that support play in place to continue it to the next stage.
And both coaches looking for fresh legs as we head to the three-quarter mark of this week one match of the ITM Cup. Great to have your company. Whoever you're watching this evening, North Harbour and Bay of Plenty. The Steamers 8, North Harbour 5, one try apiece in the first half. And under pressure here, North Harbour with the defensive scrum. Ball is finally hooked by Parsons. Little carries it. He's met by Calendar.
Gold out last foot.
Comes back for Bryn Hall.
Right, stop.
Nalangahu lets her up over the halfway. His kick goes. It comes down to Clare. Here's Tia. A few touches we've seen from Chase Tia have been good, and he gets the offload too to his replacement outside back, Craig Clare. Driving the ball forward, Bay of Plenty. Tia. Short ball this time to Tala Apatanga. Toma trying to create something out wide. Here's Namani. He's been dangerous with ball in hand. Is Tino Namani. The comeback to Evermy. Mewett bouncing out of one tackle. Tala Ipatanga. Look a little bit lost. Tia, chase, Tia. Try time, Bay of Plenty. He's looked dangerous with ball in hand all night, Bull Allen. Chase Tia, just a little gap, and that was enough.
Yeah, it was a well-timed pass from Nick Evermy. I was just talking him up, not only about 3 or 4 minutes earlier, but he just took the inside pass there, and the space opened, didn't it, for him? But Tia, he's looked good when he's had the odd chance, for sure. In fact, both of the wingers have, Tia and Tino Namani. But have we look here, they recycle the ball here, and oh, that is very, very clever. Just a little sleight of hand from Evermy on the inside, and Tia does the business.
Well, they've had a wealth of possession territory, and just Evermy there, running a lovely line. Vainga hadn't come across, and Chase Tia didn't need a second invitation to the try line. They've deserved that, Bay of Plenty.
And Evermy adds the conversion. And Bay of Plenty having dominated, well, really, sort of the last 10 minutes of the first half, and certainly most of the second half. And the gap now 10 points as we approach the three-quarter mark in this game.
I think we better give the Bay of Plenty coaching staff a bit of praise here. What they've said at half-time has obviously invigorated their players, but also they've made subs early. And those new players certainly have got the team going, haven't they? They've added some spark.
Namani this time drives it up, and he's driven into touch by his opposite, Tavita Lee. Quite the return that Tino Namani was looking for, but good defence from Harbour, and they'll get a chance here. Line out just outside the 22-metre line, but they've got some work to do here, the visitors. Remember, they led 5 points to 0 in the first half, and Bay of Plenty 15 unanswered points since. Harbour will be looking for their experienced players, the likes of Parsons and Triggs. And their excitement machines too. Here's Tavita Lee. Hasn't touched the ball much in the last few minutes. Another good carry from Jyoti Mariner. That's the 22-metre line. They stick to the right. This time the cut-out pass and Tofava'a ducking under the tackle. And left again. Little coming back to the heavy traffic. Moala Leavia. Well, the ball spilt forward. Back to the penalty goes the referee.
And I think you'll find that it was Kepa Mewett that gave away the penalty. That's good reward for North Harbour. First time they've actually been back in the Bay of Plenty half. And a patient build-up. They get the reward of the penalty, and they should take the points here.
Well, an interesting stat, Willie. Time in opposition 22. Bay of Plenty have been 9 minutes in the North Harbour 22. North Harbour only been 3 minutes, so they've had not many opportunities. But yeah, well, that was a good call from the referee. He was Johnny on the spot there, saw it all happen, and knew it was definitely a high shot.
Kepa Mewett has had a pretty good game tonight, certainly core job. 6 line-out wins, but didn't get it right then. And so North Harbour, and in particular, Daniel Halanaku with a chance to cut the lead to 7. It stays down and the kick goes over. A good kick for North Harbour, and they are on the board in the second half, but it's still Bay of Plenty in control. 15 points to 8 the home team leads.
Just an update on the weather, guys. There is a breeze favouring North Harbour, and so surely with that breeze in the final quarter, you just play for territory now and just ask questions and wait for the mistakes.
Well, the restart comes down to Little. And Alangahu finds touch. It's taken quickly by Bay of Plenty. Craig Clear coming forward to meet it and taking it well. This Hall half-back's done a good job of marshalling the troops today. Needs to find something though special, and that wasn't it. Bay of Plenty walked straight over the top of it. Good quick release from Bartle. Here's Tamani. Stop him this time. Toma looking to collect, and ball propels forward. Trying to spin out of the tackles is Matthew Vainga. Hall wants to set Tavita Lee after this, and having to go back and meet it is Tino Namani. Good commitment from Lee, but back comes the Bay.
Stop.
Tia. Oh, and he bounces it into touch. Chase Tia.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is something you can't coach. He got the ball into a very stiff breeze and he made contact with it, and that's a net gain of around 52 metres. And as a forward, you just get up and smile and run to the line out.
Yeah, you're dead right, Willie. There's nothing better than running forward as opposed to running back. You seem to have a lot more energy, don't you? But that was very good play. Tia, he's had a strong game, isn't he? The young man's doing very well. Clever play from North Harbour from the line out as they march it up a couple, Tom.
Oh,
Carry back.
ball's carried back from Hall. Can't kick it out on the full, and here he is again, Tia. This time offloads to Craig Clear. This time just wants to try and keep it low, and Alango, and the touch it goes. And we're back to where we started. It's taken quickly. Tufavata. A lot of Bay of Plenty jerseys around. He gets his kick away. Tia. Looked good with ball in hand. Decides this time to run, not to run. And jiggling through and fighting his way is Tia Hitoma. Over the 10-metre line go Bay of Plenty. Everme wants to change the direction. Into the contact and propelled forward. Harbour have the ball again right on halfway.
2 knock-ons, play the first one off goal.
Yeah, Troy Callender, just he got the ball, he was a bit high. The defence did well here. They just hit him high. So good defensive work, and North Harbour had made a lot of tackles here tonight, haven't they? They've had to work really, really hard. There's Joe Royal, the replacement hooker. Oh, that's some good defence there.
Guys, I've just been told by the match official that apparently there's 1,200 people here. If there's 1,200 people here, I'm only 24.
I thought you were 24, Willie.
Oh, sorry, 21.
Somebody's using the abacus wrong, are they?
Someone went to the same maths class as me then, obviously.
Used to be called prac maths in my day, mate.
Good to see the youngsters out in the crowd Friday night in Tauranga. Start of the weekend. A little bit wet, but spirits not being dampened. The home team doing the business at the moment.
Well, I think it's fair to say, Tom, the second half's, if you're a local Bay of Plenty supporter, has been a little bit better than the first half, and probably as a spectacle, the rugby's certainly improved. And you'd expect that. It's early stages from the first round of the ITM Cup, so they're going to take their time to find their feet, aren't they? Both sides, and, you know, they've both improved without doubt.
Brandon Nansen on in 19, and he's had a good day. Tuioti Marana, he's carried the ball, he's done his core jobs very well, so a good 63 minutes for the loosehead lock.
Crouch! Boy!
15 points to 8. Bay of Plenty leading.
Too much weight.
Harbour with the scrum free kick. And off goes Moala Leavia for Harbour. Card has been played again.
Offside.
And another decision here for Harbour. Alangahu looked pretty comfortable with that first one, and Brynall's decided the points. Plenty of time left in this one, Bull.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision. A pretty easy one. Unfortunately, the Bay of Plenty scrum there, they just went too quickly, and then the replacement player there, Honig, he got himself offside. He never came back through the gate, just a little bit eager. There he is, the replacement 7. So Bay of Plenty need to be a little bit careful here. A little bit of ill discipline is letting North Harbour back into this one.
Daniel Alangahu is a good goal kicker. We saw that early. Some good goal kicking last season for Harbour. Back from France again, and a chance to close the gap to 4. Again, the strike is wonderful from the replacement. First 5'8", Daniel Alangahu. And as we approach 15 minutes to go in this one, and it's Bay of Plenty 15, North Harbour 11.
And it also sends a message to the Bay of Plenty team that they can't give infringements 45 out from their own sticks, because Halangahu will convert, and North Harbour playing a much better style now, just putting the ball into the half of Bay of Plenty, and as I mentioned earlier, just waiting for mistakes or penalties and getting the points.
Yeah, well, Bay of Plenty have conceded 11 penalties, Willie, compared to North Harbour's 4.
Confusion at the restart, and Bay of Plenty have claimed it. Flying through there was Caleb Hall.
You're all offside, Touchy! Go up here!
Evermeet puts a little kick in behind, coming across to try and clean this one up, and all he can do is fumble it into touch. Is Halangahu, good pressure, and Bay of Plenty with a chance to respond.
Yeah, I don't know if you picked up a call from one of the Bay of Plenty players. They're all offside, Touchy. So Bay feel it, they're just getting up too quickly, but that's a good variation from them getting the ball in behind. I mean, that's what you've got to do. If they're coming up quickly, there's got to be space somewhere else. Use the ball on the toe instead of the hands.
North Harbour looked like they were trying to turn the tide, and real opportunity here for Bay of Plenty. Line out 5 minutes out from the line. They get the line out right. Mewett. They set up the drive. Driving it forward. Driving it forward. Yep. Penalty.
And I'll tell you why too. As Namani came in and he joined in front of where the ball was. He can't do that in 2015. You can't go and take players out in front of the ball carrier. Have a look at this. We were told by the referees before this competition started that if you're going to join in, you've got to join at the back. And watch where Namani comes. He comes in and joins there. You can't do that. That's creating a block, and that's the reason why North Harbour get out of jail.
Yeah, and you're right, they did get out of jail, Willie, because even if he didn't go in there, they would have scored that. They didn't need him in there. So, yeah, North Harbour a little bit unfortunate there. fortunate. But hey, that's the rules, isn't it? And thank you for that clarification of the rules, because it can be very confusing in that rolling maul situation at times. So,
in past seasons, but we've certainly seen players joining like that.
Yeah.
That won't be permitted in 2015, as Willie said.
Well, it's an offside position you're putting yourself in, so it's pretty simple, really.
So Harbour with Hayden Triggs. Comes back for Bryn Hall. Coming forward to collect it is the Mani ball, lost forward, collected by Tuatavaki. Haven't seen too much of Nafi Tuatavaki in this game.
No advantage. First one, knock on goal. Scrum white.
Willie talked about the mistakes that Harbour been feeding off in the last 10 minutes. Bull, and no better example than that. Bryn Hall sent it up to the side, waited for the mistake, and coming forward there, you see Joe Royal likes to roughen up the halfback, and here's the mistake.
He's been pretty good all evening, so we won't be too hard on him, but that's not what his team needs right now.
Let's go.
It's interesting, Clayton McMillan talked to Willie Losey at half-time about playing in the right end of the field. Well, if anybody's playing in the right end of the field at the moment, despite the fact territory suggests otherwise, it's North Harbour. And with 12 minutes to go, the gap's just 4, they have the scrum.
Well, these are the parts of the game where replacements have such a big say.
It's a big Bay of Plenty scrum. Battling at the back of it was Moala Leavia for Harbour. Here's Nansen, another replacement. Looking for energy is Steve Jackson. Hall. Halangahu. Little. Gets out of one, tries to get out of another. Good carry from Michael Little. Collecting and driving forward is Hapakuki Moala Leavia. Halangahu has a little run this time. Tries to get the pass back on the inside. Ball lost forward. Chance for Bay of Plenty. Ever me. Thought he might find some free space. It doesn't. Junior Topova'a. Comes down to Craig Clear for Bay of Plenty. Thought about the kick.
Goal, 17.
Now
Good now.
drives it up the touchline. Tavita Lee, will he kick? No, he passes. Halangahu.
Keep going.
Turn his T around. Good kick from Daniel Halangahu.
Oh, that's wonderful play from the reserve first 5. He looked up, there was plenty of space in behind Tia. He judged it perfectly. And now it's a game of chess, guys. The next team to make the mistake could be the crucial one. And I've got to say, nothing but admiration for Paul Williams, the referee. He's been clear, he's been precise. You hear him talking, the advantage is over, and he's let the game flow. He's had a good game.
Defensive line out for Bay of Plenty. Joe Royal. There's a lot of talk there. And North Harbour screaming at the officials to blow the free kick, and in the end, Paul Williams, well, he just couldn't ignore them, Bull.
No, he did seem to take an age, but I don't think he could hear the call, because that's what opposition teams do at lineouts, don't they, Willie? There's a lot of chit-chat trying to put jumpers off, lifters off, throwers off, and on that occasion, North Harbour played it beautifully. You just sort of feel this game has swung back to them a little bit, hasn't it? Bay certainly had all the running in the first part of the second half, but North Harbour's just working their way back. Daniel Halangahu, since he's come on, he's been gold for them. A couple of penalties, that beautiful touch finder just moments ago. He's really been quite inspired for North Harbour.
And Michael Little's another key player in this stage of the game.
Attacking scrum here for North Harbour. Can they hook the ball? It comes for Hall. Here's Little. He's the runner, throws himself at the defence. Collects and picks up and drives forward. Moala Leavia. Vui. Another good carry from Chris Vui. Paul. Halangahu. Little again. Spotted a little gap. Little got the pass up. Just short of the line. North Harbour pressing. Hall. They're just a couple of metres from the line here, North Harbour. Tavita Lee. And the penalty comes.
No.
Again, North Harbour screaming at referee Paul Williams.
Maintain your feet.
Well, what do you do here, Bull?
I'd go for the line out personally. I think that will be the call. Yep, there you go. I get it right now and again. But you called it, didn't you, Willie? You called Michael Little. He was a huge part with two very good runs. First the hit up and then the very nice little pass to Tuatavaki. It just about paid dividends. So let's see what North Harbour can cook up here. A little bit of payback, I'd suggest. Maybe the try and get them all going and pay one back to Bay of Plenty.
James Parsons, the all-important throw. 5 metres out, they trail by 4, North Harbour. They set the drive and Bay of Plenty done a good job of diffusing the rolling maul. Collects and drives to Harbour again. Bryn Hall trying to move the body, but he can't. Ball was up. Turnover ball, Bay of Plenty.
Yeah, it's the calendar man. Troy Callender in 19. He just put his massive frame over the ball. And then he played dead man because he just laid there, didn't make an attempt. The referee said ball is still up. And that's a missed opportunity from North Harbour. That's good play from the man making his debut for Bay of Plenty.
Yeah, he played for New Zealand under-20s last year. Plays club rugby for Greerton Maris. He did a good job around the fringe there, didn't he? He saw them coming and he just wiped them out. So big scrum here, Willie. They've got to get this right, the Bay. Clear the pressure.
Toma to feed the defensive scrum. Just over 5 minutes remaining at ASB Bay Park Stadium in Tauranga. 15 points to 11. 2 tries to 1 at the moment. The Steamers. Buddy Feta in the first half. Tia in the second. Sofava'a for North Harbour and the boot of Arangahu.
Mine. Set.
Hold! And hold! And squeeze! And squeeze!
9.
Toma. Head down. He's been good value, Caleb Hall, today. Everme under pressure. Scrambles it into touch. It's a good touch finder though, Nick Everme. Been solid in the number 10 jersey. Good decisions. Very effective.
Yeah, good simple play there. Solid scrum. The hit up from Hall. Everme just finding the touch. Just real simple stuff. Don't take too many risks inside your 22. Hit it up close, and I agree with what you said, Tom. Hall has been very strong for them since he's come on. He's a big man, and he's really got them that go forward that they need. You can just see the rain coming in now. Willie, you okay sideline?
Yeah, thanks for that. I'm no Jim Hickey, but I did predict it about 10 minutes ago.
Well done, mate.
So North Harbour's job just got a little bit harder. Can they play some enterprising weather rugby? Chipped through by Alangahu, but it's into touch. I'm sure he would have loved to have kept that one in. You can see the weather just starting to come in. That's what he said. Considering the rain we had before kickoff, the game's been played in reasonable conditions, really. But it's back. It's had an hour off. And Harbour. Here's Bay of Plenty, though. They've won the line out. Toma. Coming forward. Lee. Play on's the call. Nafe Tuatavaki. Beats one tackle. Alangahu. Vui. Into the contact goes Chris Vui. Back right they come. Alangahu. Jinking out of one tackle is Vainga. But he's well taken down. Comes right again. Alangahu takes it himself. Gets rid of one. Looking for the offload. Tries to offload it. Collected. Here's Triggs. They're trying to create some space for Little. just ran out of real estate. Good defence from Bay of Plenty.
And I think the better option might have been to actually grubber it through, Bull, in these conditions, trying to hold on to the ball in the rain and the wind. Sometimes just a grubber kick along the ground asks questions of the defensive team to get back.
Yeah, you're dead right, because you don't really want to line out with Bay of Plenty throwing it in. I don't want to put the mockers on them, but their line out has been good tonight. Kipper Mewett, who's been their go-to man in the middle of the line out, he's had 7 clean takes. So their line out's been very effective. Especially as we're looking at 2 minutes 30 to go. So Bay will be looking to clear it out of this area.
Royal, but Harbour get in there and spoil it. Have they got the turnover? They do. Hall, Alangahu. Good tackle and taking him at the weather. Good contact hit there for Bay of Plenty. Fisioi. Mewett, straight up through the middle goes Tia. Will they stop him over the 22? Up to the line. Try time, Bay of Plenty. That'll seal it. Chase Tia gets try number 2. And Bay of Plenty push the lead to 20 points to 11. Less than a minute to play.
I think it was a tight head prop, Tala Apatanga, who might have put that pass into Tia's hands, and if he did, it was sensational. Just that little sleight of hand. And Tia, we've seen him a couple of times tonight. Tom, you've spoken about him. He's been very, very good. Mewett here, he takes the first one. Yeah, it is. It's Tala Apatanga. He's the man. That's good play from the big tight forward. Oh, Tavita Lee. He was doing his best to get there, but he was never going to get that race.
Yeah, you're spot on,
nice.
Bill. And that's who it was. A lovely little offload by Tala Apitanga. But take it back one phase earlier, because it was actually Lalakai Fokiti in the midfield who came up and made the big tackle that turned the ball over that led to the try. So the defensive work firstly for the centre and rushing up out of the line to make the tackle. And then the forwards combined with Tia. He's got too much gas. And Bay of Plenty have definitely won this game.
So Nick Evermeet to extend the lead. And it'll go push out to the left. And so the conversion unsuccessful from Nick Evermeet. Chase Tia, second try of the night. And Bay of Plenty maintain that 9-point lead. And in control and looking to go start the 2015 campaign with a win. And they'll be delighted. And Bay of Plenty, well, they'll be disappointed. They're going to lose the game. And Alangahu not happy with that either. You can hear that full-time hooter going. Referee wants to play the scrum. And
well, it's your favourite music, Tom, when you're ahead on the scoreboard, isn't it?
They've been very good all night. Let's finish that way, all right?
20 points to 11. Bay of Plenty starting the 2015 ITM Cup with a win. And North Harbour, well, they showed glimpses at times during the game, but just not enough. What will they conjure up with this last scrum, Bay of Plenty? It comes out to Evermeet, and Evermeet says enough's enough, and he bangs it into touch, and the referee blows his full-time whistle. And week 1, Bay of Plenty get the win. They've beaten North Harbour 20 points to 11. And Bull Allen, in the end, they spent more time at the right end of the field and picked up the opportunities they had and scored points with them.
Yeah, well, time in opposition 22 often tells the tale. And normally if you spend more time in opposition 22, you're ahead on the scoreboard. Bay of Plenty spent 10 minutes. And North Harbour's 22. North Harbour only spent 6. So lots more opportunities. And Clayton McMillan, he nailed it on the head in the half-time chat. He just said, we've got to get the right part of the field, and that's exactly what they did for large parts of the second half.
20 points to 11. Chase Tia a couple of tries in the second half, and that propelled Bay of Plenty to the win. But a wonderful performance from them. They'll be pleased. Let's go downstairs. Willie Losey has the victorious captain of Bay of Plenty, Carl Axton.